Not all beaches are created equal, and when I'm looking for my next vacation destination, the beach experience is top priority. So, in this video, we're going to compare some of the beaches that we've been to from Mexico, Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, even the US, and show you some of our top experiences that we loved and some of the experiences that we didn't like so much. And if you're new to our channel, 3 Days and Tres Noches is not a travel vlog or a travel agency. We just bring you real, honest, to the point information about resorts and destinations that you might be traveling to. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe to our channel to keep this content coming. So let's start with the beaches in Cancun, Mexico, which is actually one of my favorite places to travel to. But if you've been to Cancun, you probably already know that the beaches can change drastically depending on where you stay. When you fly into the Cancun airport, there really are so many different options, and we have been in so many different areas. We've been far north, we've been far south. So let me show you the differences between each, because some people say that the further away from the airport you go, the better the beaches are, but that's not always the case. So we'll start the furthest south and we'll make our way up north and compare the different beaches. So the first place is the Barcelo Riviera. That was about an hour and 40 minutes from the airport. So it was pretty far from the airport, but I have to say it was a really beautiful beach. It was very calm, so there was not a lot of waves. It was a little rocky, but you could find some areas that did not have rocks, and as long as you had water shoes with you, you could still enjoy the water. It was also very walkable, which I love in a beach experience, and I loved that it was in almost like this little alcove, so it was very private, and all of the Barcelo properties lined the beach. There was also no seaweed, which was great. So I don't know if this property gets seaweed on occasion, like some other properties. You know, some properties the seaweed comes and goes. Or one worker said that they really don't get it because the fact that it is in this little alcove. So this was a great beach experience. We loved it. Moving further north is the beach in Playa de Carmen. And we didn't stay directly at a resort in Playa de Carmen, but we went there for the day. And the beach was beautiful. It was very busy and crowded, but the temperature was perfect and it was absolutely beautiful. The water, everything. Now, we went in 2020, and my understanding is since then, it is now really covered in seaweed. Haven't been there, but I've seen some pictures and things like that. So my suggestion is whatever resort you're going to, you can go on TripAdvisor, do a search, see what the beach conditions are, but they can change day to day, and it is Mother Nature, so there's not much you can do about it. Moving north of Playa de Carmen is the next resort we stayed in, which was the Blue Bay Grand Esmeralda. And unfortunately, this was our least favorite beach experience. And I feel bad for the resort because there's really nothing that they can do about it. They do try to put these barriers out, but it's just the location. They're in, again, like this little alcove, but this alcove is just covered in seaweed and it really didn't smell good. You cannot get in the water. They did say there was this clear pool just further down, but we also walked down there and it was not clean as well. However, only 10 or 15 minutes going north, we stayed at the Iberostar Paraiso Maya, and the beach was beautiful and clean. We didn't like the resort so much, but the beach was beautiful. So it just goes to show you that sometimes location means everything when it comes to the beaches in Cancun, and it also can change from day to day. Moving about another 15 or 20 minutes north is the Moon Palace in Cancun, which is actually really close to the airport. It's about 10 or 15 minutes. It's one of the most popular resorts in Cancun. And we've actually been there twice, but the beach is not good. It's just where it's located. There's a lot of seaweed. It's unswimmable, and there's really nothing that they can do about it. They do try. It's a great resort for pools, food, and activities, but not for the beach. So one of my favorite beach experiences so far in the Cancun area was in the hotel zone at the Sun Palace. And again, we've been here twice. The first time we went, it was actually covered in seaweed. So we could still kind of get in the water. It was in July, but the next time we went was in November, and it was absolutely beautiful. The watercolor is that turquoise blue. It was warm. There are a lot of waves, but I'm from the East Coast in the United States, so I'm used to that. I like the waves, but it is a little rough at times. It's also very walkable and it's lined with other hotels, so you can walk up and down. And I know Cancun gets a bad rap, but it is very safe during the day. They always have a lot of security, and we always felt very comfortable walking up and down the beach. Now, right off the coast of Cancun is Isla Mujeres. So if you go a little bit north, there's a ferry stop. You can take the ferry over to this beautiful island, which is actually home to one of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world called Playa Norte. We've never actually stayed on the island overnight, but we've taken 2-day excursions there, and it's definitely worth putting on your bucket list. It's like you're in a different world in Isla Mujeres. The water is gorgeous, the food, the drinks, there's very little seaweed, and again, it's home to one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, Playa Norte. And the final beach that we've been to in Mexico is further north in the hotel zone in Costa Mujeres, another really good beach experience. Beautiful, beautiful beach. It's very wide and it's definitely more quiet than the hotel zone. It's not lined with resorts back to back. The only one thing is it is very windy. So they did say that this is a windier part of Cancun, of Mexico, and so there were times when we really couldn't sit on the beach because it was just too windy. So as you can see, when you fly into Cancun, depending on where you end up staying, you can have a totally polar opposite beach experience. So it's really important before you go to do all your research, check in with TripAdvisor, watch as many YouTube videos as you can if the beach is the highest priority to you when you are going on vacation. So now let's go to one of Cancun's rivals, which is Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. Another really popular vacation destination because it has so many all-inclusive resort options. And it also has amazing beaches. So we've been to Punta Cana 3 times, and every single time we've had an amazing beach experience. We've always stayed on the Bávaro beach side of Punta Cana. We've stayed at Iberostar, Royalton Bávaro, and Majestic Mirage. A few of the times that we stayed there were before we started this channel, but the Majestic Mirage is actually one of our highest viewed reviews. So it's a really popular resort to go to, and this is the beach, and the beach was one of our favorite parts about that vacation. They are very walkable. They are lined with resorts back to back, similar to the hotel zone in Cancun, but the water temperature is ideal. There were just the right amount of waves. And again, when we were there, there was absolutely no seaweed, which was in January and also March. But I know that some people have reported that they get seaweed there, also on the Cap Cana side, usually during the summertime. All right, so staying in the Dominican Republic, we have to talk about one of my favorite beach experiences ever. Actually, one of my favorite trips and experiences ever so far, and that is Sauna Island. We took an excursion there from the resort. It was an all-day trip, but I definitely recommend going if you are in the Dominican Republic. We actually do an entire video on this, so definitely watch it. And I'm still dreaming about this amazing island. It is a government-protected nature reserve, and it's completely uninhabited. So it really is an organic island, and you can just tell it's been unspoiled, and it's so beautiful. We've also been to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, which was another favorite destination of mine. And the beaches, again, were amazing. The water temperature, again, is so warm. It's clear. There are waves, but I also love the fact that there are mountains in the background as well. So the scenery is absolutely gorgeous. The only other island that we've been in that area is Turks and Caicos. We've been there twice, and it was before we started this travel channel. But let's talk about some of the most amazing beaches in the entire world. You're going to find them in Turks and Caicos. Both times we stayed at Beaches, which is located on the beach of Grace Bay, which is not only the #1 beach in Turks and Caicos, but it's considered one of the top beaches in the entire world. Again, this was before we started this YouTube channel, so I don't have a lot of footage, but it's everything you would dream for in a beach. The color of the water, the temperature of the water. It is very calm, so there's no waves or anything like that. If you love to snorkel, there's just so much to see. The tropical wildlife is outstanding, and of course it's walkable. And again, it's really like a dream experience when it comes to beaches. So now moving to Puerto Rico, which I've also been there twice and had completely different beach experiences. The first time we went, we stayed at El Conquistador in Fajardo, which is about an hour and 40 minutes from the airport. And the beaches are absolutely beautiful. You had to take actually a boat to go over to the little island. It's on the same side as well as Culebra, which is one of the top beaches in the world, and the sand is white, the water is gorgeous and blue. The second time we went, we stayed in San Juan and spent time in Old San Juan, which was so much fun. However, the beach experience was not as good. The sand is more brown and the water is very rough. So it's actually one of the deadliest beaches in the world, right where we were staying. So it's not an ideal place to bring families for sure. And if you want a really, really nice beach experience, then in Puerto Rico, you should travel over to the other side. Now, finally, for the beaches we've been to in the United States, and honestly, I really don't feel like you can compare the beaches in the United States to those in the Caribbean. However, there were a few that came close. On the Gulf Coast of Florida, Naples and Marco Island definitely had some beautiful beaches, clear, beautiful blue water. We've also been to Clearwater Beach, Florida, which is also known as one of the top beaches, which was very beautiful. I didn't think it compared to some of those that we've been to in the Caribbean, but still a very nice beach. Most of the beaches I've been to are on the east coast of the United States. In Florida, we've been all up and down Fort Lauderdale, Miami. I think I was most surprised by Vero Beach on how beautiful the blue water was. And farther north, we've been to Delaware, Maryland. I live in New Jersey, so I go to the New Jersey beaches a lot, and all the way up into Montauk, New York. And I think they're all pretty similar, where there's a lot of waves, pretty beaches, but nothing like that crystal clear blue water that you see in the Caribbean. So out of all of these beaches that we've been to, and I know it's kind of laughable, the amount of beaches that we've been to compared to how many there are in the world, but I would have to say Sauna Island is definitely the one that continues to stick out in my mind, that I dream about going back to, that I could not believe that I was actually there experiencing it. And we would love to hear from you what some of your favorite beaches are, maybe some beaches that you want to go to. So please put them in the comments below, and I do respond to all questions and comments. And definitely keep following us, because we already have 5 trips planned for the rest of the year and more coming, so we can bring you more resort reviews and real honest information about destinations that you're looking to go to.